We all have those films that bring us back to our childhood. Those films that strike a nerve. When you hear a few notes of the score and immediately feel like a kid again. All your finest memories start flooding back. I have plenty of films that I go back to, and while I now realize that they aren't as good as I remember, they still fill me with joy. Welcome to my new series, Nostalgic Flicks. And the first flick I want to share is the spectacular Neverending Story. Experts say that 1975 to 1985 is the golden decade for imagination in blockbuster films. From Jaws to Back to the Future, the Star Wars Aftershock years, the molding of my childhood wonderment years, the let's try anything years. What a time to be alive, and I envy my parents for being able to see these films on giant screen years. The Never-Ending Story falls squarely into the pile, and in a meta way too. It's literally about the power of imagination and one boy's ability to channel this energy to beat the bullies in the end. A troubled and introverted boy named Bastian dives into a wondrous fantasy land named Fantasia through the pages of a mysterious book. Throughout the book, we follow Arteu, the youthful hero on a quest to save Fantasia from the Nothing, with help from a luck dragon named Falcor. Among the pages, Bastian quickly discovers that this story is unlike any other he has experienced before. Thinking back on when I saw this as a child, probably on a Hollywood Videos VHS tape, I really had one visceral memory. The moment Arteu's horse died in the mud. That scarred me.
Please! I won't give up! Don't quit!
I would have been about 6 years old when I first saw this film, and let me tell you, Arteu's cries over his horse dying made me ugly cry. That's probably a big part of the reason I liked it so much. Films that affect me emotionally tend to have the biggest impact on me to this day. Now when I go back, I still get choked up at this scene, and it is one of those films that portray a pure sense of creativity and wonder. This picture is the epitome of originality for all ages. With weird looking creatures to bizarre characters and storylines, this film will have you immersed from the opening credits and never strays from its cleverness. Yes, it does scream 80s, but in the best way possible. I found myself smiling, welling up, and being totally invested in what was happening to each and every character, even though it is a fantastical fictional world. The Neverending Story is a unique vision in the world of fantasy films. It's really hard to think of anything else quite like it outside of maybe Jim Henson's Dark Crystal. Much of this is due to the original source material, of course. The book by Michael Ende is a masterwork of fantasy and a very classic Brothers Grimm tradition that marks its German roots. It manages to be both a successful fantasy novel and a novel about fantasy, and its role in our lives and world, especially as we mature. Pearson brings a strong visual aesthetic to everything in the movie. Even simple things like flying on the luck dragon just look really good for its time, and the lack of CGI technology. Every visual contributes to the feeling of another fantastical world. The soundtrack is awesome with the iconic ethereal song. The effects are also largely impressive in the film. It's so rare to see anyone attempt to use life-size puppetry to render these fantastic creatures, and it's certainly a lost art. The movie constantly strains to create this otherworldly experience, and while it sometimes shows off the seams, it's still awesome to behold. Nostalgia is the primary reason that I love this movie. And I know that. Objectively, it is a pretty stupid premise, but as a child, everything about Neverending Story enthralled me, invoking many different emotions. It was funny because of the dragon, sad because of the horse in the swamp of sorrow and the rock man losing his friends, scary because of the wolf, and happy because of the ending. Being older now, I'm still feeling those emotions, but only because they are carried over from my childhood. It is a film I will share with my own children to carry on those memories from when I saw it as a kid. It is one of the best kid movies out there, and as you will see, incredible enough for me to share as my first choice for a nostalgic flick.
Like it?
Falcor is wonderful! Falcor, it's like the nothing never was!
Tune in every Friday for new movie videos. Please like, share, and subscribe. Comment down below what other movies you would like me to do videos on. Thank you, Mom, for editing the scripts for my movie essays. I appreciate you. Till next time, thanks for watching. Catch you on the flip side.